Okay. Okay, everybody. So check this out. So today I got a new good video for you all. So listen, I'm gonna be going over a few of my reviews on that I screenshot and I put on this word format. And I also want you all to understand this before we even get into it. So listen, a lot of people do astrology. A lot of people you got a lot of astrologers, a lot of people who are really good at it. But the thing about it is you don't really see too many reviews from them. I have over 200 birth chart reading reviews with the actual proof from all of what I'm saying. And I want you all to understand this. I got video reviews. I got lives of me doing stuff. So now let me go down. This right here is one video, right? If you go watch this video, I discussed about this woman. She had like sexual abuse from her actual father, and I proved to her right there on live in front of everybody exactly how I got that together. As you all can see me explaining it right there, and yeah. So the thing about it is, when I do astrology, I'm not just playing. I'm not just saying things just to say things, right? And listen, I got other video reviews like her. I did a reading for her or whatever, and I did a reading for her. And let's see. Look at what this right here says. Yes, a lot of sexual assault as a kid, once as an adult. She said, damn, it shows all that. She didn't believe one of these other women, she didn't believe astrology showed you all that. There's other ones, and she said, yes, for the scar, I have had a scar on my knee because I fell 3 times on the same knee. I even told her about her having a scar on her actual knee. And these are all reshared posts because I was gonna make this live, so I just wanted everybody to see immediately. And then these are one right here, 1, 2, and 3. These are me doing free mini readings, free mini birth chart readings, and I was hitting spot on. Look how long videos is, right? So come to my, and I was calling out random people, right? And I'm also going to show you in this video today how easy it is to mess stuff up with birth chart readings and how difficult astrology actually is when it comes to interpreting and reading these charts, right? This is another live astrology therapy session I, I also did, and these are my price lists for everybody who wants to see or whatever. These are my price lists, and listen, you go forward, you see more reviews, right? You see more reviews. And listen, I think I got like 80 or 70 reviews on this one post. It say 26. I think it's just saying that because of the format. But yeah, but that's enough of that. So now that we all see that, now I can exit this out. And then now we can get right to the actual meat of the actual video. So now let's start with this one. I want you all to understand astrology is not just some personality BS. No, I discuss real things. Now I also discuss personality as well. That's an important part of who you are and how you interact with the world and how you develop yourself. But I'm not just a personality astrologer. So now let's read a few of my reviews, right? So now, what this woman right here say? She said, "Yes, I am very fixated on the cult, astrology and occult things." And I want everybody to understand this. Whatever you see them saying is in response to what I told them in the reading. So she said she's very interested in astrology and occult things, and I told her that. She said currently I'm working on this contractor job, IRS, doing taxes at the moment. I told her she was going to be working for governmental agencies, handling other people's money, things, especially things dealing with like taxes. He said I am interested in being a therapist, counselor, since I noticed I like to give advice and help people feel good about themselves. I can relate to most things people been through, right? Once I'm focused on something or someone, I'm on it. And also said, I tried the home health thing, but since that COVID crap, I won't get the shot. Possibly I would want to do like pharmacy tech or CNA, right? And then she said her son died, unfortunately, and she just never went back. Does this sound just like a personality base? This sound like career. This sound like things that really happened in her life, things she really thought about. This is not just a personality reading. This is real life thing. These are real events. Excuse excuse me. These are real events that are happening in people's lives. So I don't know why people be thinking astrology just something to just be, you know what I'm talking about, like fake. Because a lot of people, you know what I do know why. A lot of people don't really show you the reviews and they don't really show you stuff with this amount of depth, right? But now let's go on to the second one. This I did her future reading. She's a returning client, right? What did she say? She said, wow, Rex, you were right about my son and his baby mama getting into it, shaking my head. But thanks to you, I was able to save him because he's in there on the couch now. Understand that. She said, I knew it was going to happen. You told me. I was just waiting, shaking my head. Thanks to you, my son is not in jail. Just when he was about to do some dumb stuff, I talked him down. He came home. Lord knows appreciates it because I told her about her son possibly she on a future event. I said your son might be about to go to jail for like you assaulting his the mother of his child. You understand that? Lo and behold. But look at what happened when she got the future reading. She didn't just sit there and say, okay, it's gonna happen. No. Thing about it is if I give you a future reading, you can intervene in it and use some of that free will. A lot of people like to claim that we have and just kind of nudge yourself out of some of these addictions, especially if they negative. So, but does this sound like personality astrology? No, this is not personality astrology. It's not personality astrology. And I cut some of the what you calls off going down because some people don't want to be seen. Some people don't want people to know that they into astrology and stuff or whatever. So, but these are all different women. Like this one woman said, she said, "I don't know why I forgot to mention this, but I've had thoughts of going to real estate school. With your confirmation, it might be best that I be a real estate agent. That requires me to continue education. It's fast. It's a business that could possibly grow into having a brokerage. A brokerage. I don't know, right? And it's safe as far as nobody getting over as far as the investment side. Let me send you a tip." She wanted to send me a tip about that. You understand that? Does this sound like personality reading? No, this sounds like real things that people really need to understand. Astrology can actually see. So when you have a lot of people out here claiming astrology is this and astrology is that, tell them, okay, well, if we're to believe you in exactly what you said, we need to see, okay, are you a real studied person, right? Are you accomplished in this actual field, right? Because you're dealing with people's lives. People pay you their real money. They want to know real stuff about what's going on in their lives, the past, present, or the future, especially the future, right? This covers drug abuse, sexual abuse. I'm talking about money making, dealing with kids, dealing with your father, your family, any family member specifically, ancestral karma. I do all of that, right? See, the thing about it is, I do Vedic astrology. You have 16 initial birth charts. Everything can be found from one birth chart. A lot of people like to say that, but what most astrology end up just saying is a lot of like very similar stuff, right? You know what I'm talking about? They're just kind of trying to like throw these whole bunch of spiritual terms and tell you what star systems you're from, stuff like that. Listen, I like to get right to the nit and gritty. What's going on in your real life? How can we get you in? The reason I'm making this video because I want people to know when I say something, I'm not just playing. Yeah, I study astrology every single day. Even when I'm at work, I got the headphones in watching hours and hours of podcasts. I got PDF after PDF file, right? Yeah, real talk. And I do reads. I'm always trying to study. And I'm always trying to go to the most ancient authoritative texts on these things, right? Even though some of them are manipulated, but we don't get into that right now. But let's keep on going, right? So now and okay, this another woman. She said, "Okay, my bad. I had a lot going on yesterday, but you were definitely on point. The few different houses that talked about my communication and my peace and emotional stability and helping others find the same. It is me. Is Josh? You say I'm a spiritual advisor, and that's literally what I do. Help others find emotional and spiritual stability. Really been doing it my whole life." So I love to get that clarity for sure, right? So I'm definitely into and getting deeper into magic practice and stuff like that based on my house and stuff, what would you say? And she just kind of asked me more so about she. I cut this part off too. I don't know why. I think it was already really long. Yeah, I think I had another part, whatever. But yeah. So now let's look at another one, right? So this woman said, I got a general birth chart reading from Rex. I'll first saying this, that it was super easy to connect and get my reading. He worked with me around my schedule and the time difference. I really appreciated that. So he started breaking down. Now look what she said. So he started breaking down my chart. When I look at this information, it looks so like a different language. So I appreciate how you explained what and where he was on the chart, but also how he explained what the placements of the information meant, right? So I don't just read the chart. I also tell you how I'm looking at it, how you can better understand it as well, right? And she said the space I'm in and the information he gave me was spot on. He started to talk about the struggles I have been in with relationships and working through how I navigate relationships and what careers will best. I think he said serve me and even touched on what I am doing. Now, he gave me insight to why I have internal battles and what placements govern the battles I'm having. He touched on of on the best type of partner for me that will work best with my placements, and he touched on how these placements can navigate me through hardships I may face. Right? He touched on how personally I'm viewed as a more masculine energy, but that it's because of the role I've had to take in life. Right? And she said, I don't think he could tell, but I was crying. He solidified because and y'all listen, I want you all to understand this too. My readings are done through either voice message or over the phone, raw live. Yes. Over the phone, raw live. Yes. So you don't have to worry about it. So yes, I will talk to you personally. Yeah. He solidified the questioning I had and was spot on with pinpointing specific things that would allow me to find ease in the information I've been provided. I am very grateful and appreciate the reading I got with the information. I'm going to adjust certain ways and I feel more empowered. Yeah, I think, okay, yeah. She said, I don't get a reading from a lot of people, right? No, she said, thank you so much, Rex. You said, basically, she just showing appreciation. And now, look, now this one right here, Neptunian, y'all follow her on Facebook. She's a real cold tarot reader and oracle card reader, right? And she'll put you up on game. Yes, she'll put you up on game. And so I did one for her. So now I did her a mini reading, right? And I asked her kind of about health issues and I think about her mom and stuff like that or whatever. So look what she responded. So for me, when I was born, to yeah, because I asked her because I learned a new technique in astrology involving a certain planetary placement, and I was asking, her, okay, and I was trying on a few different people. This was months and months ago, right? Yeah, back in January. So look what she said, right? So remember, she's only answering off everything that I said in this message and the above message, right? So for me, when I was born, because I asked her from age 0 to 12, I believe, she said, I've always had certain alerting issues around my heart and stomach. I would have sharp pains in my chest when I danced intensely and passionately, and I would have, and I've always had sharp pains in my stomach. For my mom, she was very private, wanted to protect her kids from her own personal things in her life. So I'm not sure if she dealt with any health issues around that time. And yes, from 13 to 22, even now, I've always moved and traveled from state to state. Age 22 was a major shift of me moving and coming into my awakening. And from there, I've been traveling. And I just want everybody to understand that. So listen, like we talking about giving people real deal birth chart readings, like real deal birth chart readings. So I just want you all to really see this, y'all. Listen, this stuff isn't just nothing that's just fake or just me just saying. No, this stuff is not nothing. Just it's just really fake or me just saying. I need y'all to understand that. So when we read this, did any of this sound like really personality based? And remember, y'all, I have a lot of reviews, lots of reviews like this from different people. I just showed you my Facebook page. You can go on them people's page if you do see the name, or just ask about me around. I just ask, hey, do he really read them? Yeah, I'm telling you. So when I say things, excuse me, when I say things regarding astrology, just look at what I can prove. But now I'm gonna show y'all the nitty and gritty of everything, right? Let me show y'all exactly how difficult a reading birth charts can actually be, right? Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. So, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm responding to a client right now that's trying to buy a birth chart reading as we speak. Yeah, and I just did one when I was driving to the gym earlier. Yes, and all my stuff is affordable. Yeah, all my price up. But now my class, I do got classes coming out really, really soon, and I also got a Patreon that's getting set up as we speak as well, right? So y'all get prepared for all that. Hold on. Let me see. 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 See specific. Okay. So y'all just fast forward because I'm trying to make sure that they understand what the prices is and everything. Give me 1 second, y'all. Just fast forward. Y'all will be alright. Don't be crying and all this stuff. Okay. So now make sure you got that. So now look at this, you all. So now we talk about reading birth charts, y'all. Reading birth charts is not that simple. Just because I got a lot of good reviews, I've had times where I've had very difficult birth charts to read. Why? You know what I'm saying? Because of the complexity of it. You gotta know what so much stuff mean and what's an enemy and what's a friend and what's a good house and what's a bad house and what planet rule the house. Is that planet bad? Because it's two good planets in a good house in a good sign, but the planet that control the good sign is in a bad house in a bad sign, and then so now that negates the good effects of this man. Listen, there's so much stuff. So now remember, in Vedic astrology, it comes with 16 initial birth charts off the rip, right? So what you got to understand is look at this. So now we got the ascendant. You got to understand what degrees, because remember, it's 30-degree segments, right? And listen, listen, certain degrees produce different results. I want everybody to understand it. Every degree. So listen, a 10-degree Leo is not the same at all as a 15-degree Leo. And a 15-degree Leo is not the same thing at all as a 28, 26, 27-degree Leo. It's a very, very nuanced. But go look in my previous video about the special or the hidden ascendant, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Real talk. So now, let me show you how difficult reading birth charts can actually be. This person might be like, okay, so I want to know about my career. Okay. Listen, I want you all to know this isn't even the career birth chart in Vedic astrology. This is just the regular birth chart is called the regular birth chart in Vedic astrology is just an overall summary of like I guess it's about everything accumulated. But in order to get that stuff dissected, you gotta look into the other charts, right? They go more in detail, and those charts aren't read how this one is read. Let's just say let's look at the 10th house. 10th house is a house of status, right? So now Venus controls this person's 10th house, right? So we would look for where Venus is at. Oh, Venus it's inside the 8th house, right? But so this could show a person that want to get into like makeup transformation. You see what I'm saying? Some form of transformation, some form of probably psychological work, right? But look, that's with just Venus alone, because Venus rules over Taurus. But now Venus is conjunct to part of fortune, so this could still be the same thing, because part of fortune ain't doing nothing but just amplifying wherever it's at. But this Venus is with Mars. So instead of being cosmetics, it can be fitness. Could it or could it not, right? Instead of being psychology, it could be just one of those things, right? But then we got to look for where Jupiter is at. So now Jupiter controls. So this is the career planet. This is one of the career houses, one of the main ones. Venus controls, but Venus is now getting aspected by a malefic planet, Mars, right? But then these two planets are being ruled by Pisces, which is ruled by Jupiter. But now Jupiter is sitting right here in a specific degree, and Jupiter is conjunct Uranus, which is a more of a rebellious aspect, rebellious quality, right? And check this out. A lot of y'all don't know this, but in Vedic astrology, wherever planet is at, it automatically aspects whatever is the opposite house. Even if there's not a planet there. Like, I'm going to give you a prime example. You see how nothing gets inside of Cancer, but Mercury is inside of Capricorn? So listen, Mercury is in Capricorn, but it's aspecting Cancer, right? Yeah, y'all. So listen, but think about it. We talk about the career. So now Jupiter is aspecting the career, then it's going back there. So listen, this is adding a feminine Venetian element. This is adding a Mars masculine element. This is adding a sporadic, unconventional element with the Uranus. I also add like a spiritual, enlightening, psychological development aspect with Scorpio, and all this aspect in the career. And then we got to look for other planets that's possibly aspecting it as well, right? So this is of real complexity just to figure out the career from this birth chart, which ain't even the career birth chart. Not even the career birth chart. It can tell you overall in a general aspect what kind of career direction you might want to head into. But remember, this is one house I'm showing y'all. It's other houses on this chart right now that can show you financial gain and financial investment as well, right? So that's what I want people to understand. Like, put it like this, or when it comes to reading, like the mama. If I say, hey, your moon's a Virgo, your mama gonna act like a Virgo. She gonna be this, is that, and third. She or he might be like, no, my mama don't act like that. So as a raw Virgo, they don't act like that. You want to know why? Because look, Mars and Venus are both aspecting the moon, right? So Mars qualities and Venus qualities and eighth house qualities, and then the planet that control the eighth house right here, then the planet that control this house back right there, all is going to the mama. You got to be able to separate everything, right? Real talk. You got to be able to separate every single thing in order to just tell her who her mama was. What if you still get it wrong? Now you have to look into the other birth charts. Be like, I couldn't confirm how her mother or her father was or anything. Now I have to go back and look at this chart and this chart just to get an accurate understanding so I can give, you see what I'm saying? So when we talk about reading birth charts, it is not that simple. I make it look like that because I study so much and some things even overwhelm me. But look at what I'm able to reproduce by constantly practicing and studying. A lot of good reviews and results. And go back to the beginning of the video. You can go come on my page in front of Rex. Listen, ask me for my price list. Listen, my price is gonna be in the a link to all my stuff is gonna be in the description box below too. Yes, I want y'all to understand that. Yeah, so reading birth charts is not as simple as you think, right? It's not as simple. We want to know about brothers. We want to know about sisters. We want to know about partners. None of that stuff is just truly easy, y'all. So that's why a person can get something wrong because it's so much stuff you got to look up, and then you got to remember you gonna go online and look up the raw. You looking up other people's interpretation of these planets. So you don't know if they looking at it from a biased perspective. You don't know if they 100% deep. You don't know if they just saying something that somebody else said and they just rearranging their own words. It's a lot of confusion out there, right? Because a lot of people tend to want to hear happy, happy things when it comes to astrology. I want you all to know that I'm not the type of person. If it's something happy, I will tell you something happy. If it is not, I will not sit there and lie to you. Please understand and know that very well. But yes, y'all, since I just want to make a quick video. So when anybody asks me, okay, well, how do you know this? Listen, I'm showing you I have proof that I really, really studied. And every video that I have is analytical. And I do all my stuff over the phone, so I'm not reading, just off no script. I do voice notes if you want me to, so you can keep them. Yeah, so I want you to understand. And when I'm talking on the phone, I actually treat my clients like they're real human beings, not just the client's paying. I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. I do astrotherapy sessions, all that. So yes, y'all, if y'all want a birth chart reading, y'all know exactly where to come from now on. Don't let nobody tell you different. But other than that, I will talk to you all later. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, and the link to everything will be in the comment section. Other than that, y'all, peace.